Colliers.
Imagine you're sitting in a PG-13 movie with your 13-year-old. The opening credits have already rolled and you're 15 minutes into the movie when you hear the first F word. The movie continues until by the end you've heard this word 17 times. If you were truly offended, you probably would have walked out by this point. But by the rating alone, you would have no idea what you were about to encounter. You quite possibly were upset that you wasted your money or embarrassed that you took your child to this. By this example and many more, the policy I stated last time that said we need to revise our rating system and add specific guidelines to it needs to be enacted despite various arguments such as there are plenty of websites that give us the information, there's already one in place, and people are going to watch what they want to watch. First, I'm going to refute the argument that says we don't need an improved rating system because there are plenty of websites in place already. While this is true, it does not address the issue that is people getting into the movies. Also, while the websites are beneficial for parents who care and for parents who look into what their children watch, it does not help the kids who have parents who don't care and kids who just walk into movies despite what their parents tell them to. This argument overgeneralizes that all parents look into what their children are watching. One example of these websites is kidsinmind.com. While looking around on this website, I looked at multiple reviews and I came across the one for Heaven is for Real. Now, while I have not seen this movie, it gave violence a 4 out of 10. While this isn't extremely high, it still surprised me because from what I've heard, this is not a violent movie. And looking further into it, under substance use, it talked about a man receiving oxygen in his bed. And under violence, it talked about a little boy killing a spider. While this is a very descriptive review, I don't believe, especially in comparison to other reviews on the website, that it accurately depicts the movie. The rating that this website gave this movie also gave movies rated G and PG-13 the same ratings. This website was greatly contrasted by PluggedIn.com. While Plugged In is a Christian-based movie reviewer, it was a lot more lenient on what it considered violent, and than even Kids in Mind and another one, MovieReview.com. All this being said, while websites are very informative, they vary greatly, and they take a lot of time to dig into what it is, why it's rating it, what it's rating. They also do not address the issue of kids being able to get into the theater and seeing this movie. Now that I've talked about the argument for the many online movie reviews, I'm going to talk about the argument for the fact that there's already one in place. While this is a very valid argument, it does not help the current situation. The solution of keeping the current rating review doesn't fix the problem, however, it prolongs it. According to an article by CNN, G-rated movies produced an 11 times greater profit than its R-rated counterparts. In changing the current rating system, I believe we can cut down on cost, time, and have a more effective rating system. However, keeping the rating system like it is almost impossible for producers to determine what rating their movie will receive. By setting guidelines for each rating, it will allow for a greater profit for the entire movie industry. The rating process also takes, it can take up to months to get your movie passed and to get a rating. Oftentimes producers will release their movie early in previews and without the rating on it already. This especially happens during holiday movies that want to be shown around holidays and in certain time periods in the year. With better guidelines in place, raters will be able to get through this process faster and the movies will be able to get into theaters at the time the producers want them to. According to FilmRatings.com, not all movies have to be rated. However, most theaters will not allow movies that have not been rated to be shown in their theater. Revising the rating system will allow producers and directors to be confident in what it is their movie will be rated, and it will allow parents to be more confident in what their kids are about to see. There's also much criticism that the rating system is harsher towards independent films, and so with these changes in guidelines and the specific guidelines in place, it will help solve many of these problems. Revising the current rating system will give people confidence in what they are seeing, and it will allow parents to feel more comfortable. With redefined and revised rating system in place, more money can be made, people could feel more confident in knowing the content of what they are about to see, and problems with the current rating system will be fixed. Lastly, I'm going to refute the argument that says there is no need for a new rating system because people will just watch whatever they want to watch. While people will watch whatever they want, it still doesn't change what should be allowed in theaters. Changing this current system will help keep kids under the age of 17 out of R-rated movies, and it will give parents a reference for what their kids are about to see. Also, it keeps people from paying for a movie that they are eventually going to walk out of anyways. The rating system allows for viewers to be aware of what they're going to see, and it also helps give a reference point for schools and other public places that are showing the movie. Without the rating system, it is difficult to go to the movies, determine what is allowed on TV in public areas. Kids very often will just go into a movie because they think it's going to look cool. Therefore, the rating system needs to be held in place to help hold society to a standard that it once considered common sense. As society has progressed, we've slowly gravitated towards more and more R-rated movies, and R-rated movies being a lot less lenient. The rating system, and especially an improved rating system, will help cultivate and improve what it is we are seeing on the big screen as well as in our homes. In conclusion, there are many arguments against an improved rating system, such as there is already one in place, you can find all the information you need online, and people will watch whatever they want to watch. However, none of these arguments address the true problem of people being able to know what it is they're about to watch, and there being regulations on what should or should not be allowed in theaters.